A very good happy Wednesday morning to everyone out there. Happy hump day. Landon Hampton here with you to bring you your latest weather and night forecast courtesy of On Target. Folks, it's Groundhog Day yet again. The seemingly endless pattern of daily rounds of showers and storms in this rainforest-like environment is going to continue here for the foreseeable future. You can take a look at here what we've got going on. We continue to have this frontal boundary that is just hanging up just northwest of the region and wobbling, no pun intended, just to the north and west, all right? As this does so, that's going to provide enough lift as a forcing mechanism for all this warm and moist air to continue to stream northward out of the deep south to keep a very muggy, sultry atmosphere in place over top of us out here, and this is going to keep those daily shower and storm chances around for the foreseeable future, but perhaps in the extended period as well. We'll get more into that here in just a moment. Let's get a look across the region. WRUS Skycam overlooking Russellville, 431, showcasing cloud cover that's already got us socked in out there early this morning. Same can be said overlooking the Reed Dawsey House Skycam located up there in Brownsville. Got a little bit thicker cloud cover up in that direction. It's going to be another day of partly sunny skies with those sporadic storm chances developing here as we work and we progress throughout the course of this Wednesday. Temperatures and dew points are already located right around the lower 70s. We will once again be escorting our highs right up to around the upper 80s to lower 90s this afternoon. Dew point stuck between the low and mid 70s. We could be brushing up against, or at least flirting with triple-digit heat indices if we get some breaks of sunshine in here as we work and we progress throughout the day. Taking a look here at the surface map, we'll kind of give you just the gist of things, if you will. You can see that cold front still north and west of the region. And then we're going to get into Thursday, and it's going to creep a little bit closer. And Friday, it's going to be the broken record. You can see it's just hanging out right along and just north of the Ohio River. And folks, everything south of that boundary is where all of this warm, moist air is going to reside. And we're staying right into the target area of what's going to keep us with no frontal boundaries really passing through here, bringing any significant differences here over the course of the next few weeks, okay? Coming along with that is going to be a robust environment for any storm or cell that is able to develop. We've been talking about this and discussing this over the past several days, but here we are looking at storm energy, CAPE, convective available potential energy. And you'll notice we work throughout the day, and then we work into this afternoon. During the peak heating, folks, of the afternoon hours is whenever we see this energy blossom across our region. By the time we roll into this afternoon, we're going to be looking at CAPE values of the magnitude of 2,000 joules per kilogram, which is more than enough to support the opportunity at strong storms. Then we see the loss of daytime heating. With the loss of daytime heating, that mitigates our instability across the region. We work into Thursday afternoon. You see it blossom back up. We get throughout the overnight with the loss of that heating. It dissipates again. Then we work into Friday. We get into the afternoon hours. We get all that robust energy developing yet again. This is going to equate to a very similar scenario to what we've been experiencing. Any storm that develops is going to have difficulty organizing with no wind shear available, but anything that does develop will be able to pack a punch. Those gusty winds, maybe a marginally severe storm like we saw impact Russellville and Logan County yesterday. Essential rain producers coming along with this with the amount of moisture that we have available within the atmosphere. But robust, organized, severe weather is still not expected, all right? Here we are working throughout the day. We get the meandering, robust storms that develop across the region. Again, folks, this is simply Groundhog Day in the weather department. We lose daytime heating, the activity becomes minimalized, then we get back into the peak heating of Thursday afternoon and evening, the sporadic storm development returns, we lose it Thursday night, and then we get into Friday, here it comes back again. You all get the idea. It's the never-ending pattern that we simply cannot escape. Now, we can take a look here, and many of you all have sent questions in asking, Landon, when is this pattern simply going to end? Well, we're looking at the dew points here. So as long as we get our dew points that are hanging out here anywhere between the low and mid 70s region, we're going to have the opportunity to see these sporadic rounds of storms developing. So now let's put this into motion and see if there's any sign or signal of a cold front finally making it through here. Where we see the grays here, that's much lower dew points and much drier air. We're looking for this to reside here across the lower Ohio Valley before we get a break in this relentless pattern. So here we are working throughout today. Here we are going all the way through the end of this week, folks. All right, we're going to take you all the way through Sunday. And you can see there's simply no change in our weather pattern whatsoever. We get into the early days of next week, it's more of the same. We're rolling into a week from today. More of the same. There's no changes in this pattern. And then finally, keep your fingers crossed, folks, but by the end of next week, as we roll into the 18th, 19th, and 20th of July, we're talking about 10, 12, 14 days out, we finally have the pattern hitting at a cold front that'll slide just south of the Kentucky-Tennessee state line, putting dew points at the mid-50s for us. Hallelujah, amen, praise be, if this comes to fruition, because my goodness, I don't know about you all, but I'm ready for a pattern flip here with a little bit of a cooler, drier air working in here, but it looks like we're going to have to be a little bit more patient. We're looking at least a week and a half, if not 2 weeks, before we get a frontal boundary with enough oomph to finally push down to the south and east of the region. Folks, keep your fingers crossed that this comes to fruition. I'm ready for this to change and alter. That is a fact. Let's jump back over here and let's talk about our daily storm chances. Looks like any severe risk should be mitigated east of the region. Doesn't mean we can't have one marginally severe storm develop like we've seen here over the past several days. Anything that does develop, essential rain producers, localized flooding, small hail, and gusty winds, plenty of lightning that'll be coming along with that, with our dew points catapulting up anywhere between the low and mid 70s. Looking at the rainfall forecast, folks, you got to take it with a grain of salt. We had some folks that received half an inch up to 3/4 of an inch, even an inch of rainfall in some instances yesterday, while other portions of the Wobbles community remain bone dry. So we're looking at anywhere from a half inch to additional 2 inches of rainfall, depending upon if you get hit by the sporadic rounds of showers and storms that will be with us every single day through the end of the week, lasting all the way through at least the middle of next week as well. Your 6-day weather forecast, it's Groundhog Day. Highs between the upper 80s, lower 90s each and every day for the foreseeable future, and you'll see there sporadic rounds of showers and storms, some of which could become strong each and every day. Activity will become maximized each afternoon and evening whenever we reach the peak heating that'll really fuel up that instability throughout the entirety of our atmosphere. That's going to wrap up your Wednesday morning hump day edition of your Weather or Not forecast, presented by none other than On Target. You all take care of your